Ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. This happens, it ebbs and flows. That's what we see at the border.
Okay. Thank you, Karine. A couple weeks ago, you had said what we're seeing at the border isn't unusual, but in the month of December, there were more than 302,000 migrant encounters, the highest total for a single month ever reported. So does the administration concede that what we're seeing now is unusual?
What I said was, to be exact, is that what we're seeing at the U.S. is ebbs and flows in how many migrants arrive at the border. It's something that happens every year. It ebbs and flows. And it's fueled by efforts of smugglers to encourage irregular migration. And I will add, since May 12th, DHS has removed folks who have been here illegally, who were not here on a legal basis, about 460,000 people that they've been able to remove. That's what I said. Every year we see an ebbs and flow, and that's what we're seeing at this time, and which is caused by misinformation and disinformation from smugglers.
Well, I reported that they only deported 142,000 in all of fiscal year 2023. December had more than double that crossing just a single month. So how is that really a measurable consequence?
Since May 12th, DHS has been able to remove and return over 460,000 individuals who did not have a legal basis to be here. That's what DHS has been able to do since May 12th. I mean, I just laid out how last May, while DHS was starting to remove folks who were not here on a legal basis, you had House Republicans voting to get rid of 2,000 Border Patrol agents. That's what they were doing. So we're trying to deal with the issue, and we get it. It ebbs and flows every year. We get it. We understand what's happening at the border. That's why there's negotiations happening on the Senate side with Republicans and Democrats to deal with this issue.
Dealing with the issue as the administration's also fighting to keep up, to remove razor wire along the border that is intended to keep, this surge lowered. To keep people out from crossing illegally.
Governor Abbott's razor wire does not prevent. It does not prevent non-citizens from unlawfully crossing. That's not what it does. If anything, it puts at risk, it puts the lives of the Border Patrol at risk. It puts them in danger. That's what the razor wire does. And that's what the Governor Abbott is doing. Again, a political stunt that doesn't actually fix the problem and puts Border Patrol agents
fixing it right now.
Well, I just hope, but I mean,
sure, a temporary solution, obviously. But I guess the reason that I'm coming to it from this perspective is because
it puts Border Patrol, it puts them in a difficult position, right?
I hear you. But when you're talking about the impeachment proceeding, for instance, as baseless, and you have, Democrats calling on the administration to do more. You had the mayor of Denver today saying that Denver has become the highest city per capita for migrant recipients in the country. You've had mayors in New York and Chicago begging for more federal help, saying that the administration is not answering them. And then you have Texas saying that they've had to take measures into their own hands because the administration isn't enforcing existing laws on the books. The numbers keep going up. You have, records being shattered every month. A population bigger than the size of Seattle coming in since October. And I understand where you're coming from, but in the meantime, when there's really not been any progress, and you always talked about how this has been an issue for decades, what is the administration doing right now to actually improve the crisis at the border?
We have House Republicans that's literally blocking the president's effort to do something. That's what they're doing. They're playing political games. They're doing political stunts. Literally, House Republicans themselves voted to decrease the amount of Border Patrol agents by 2,000. They're getting in the way, and they don't want to help. But we are glad that we are working with Senate Republicans and Democrats in a bipartisan way to come up with a bipartisan agreement to deal with the border security. That's what we're seeing. Those negotiations have been going on. They're continuing this week, and we really do hope that we come to a place where we can talk about a bipartisan agreement where we can deal with the funding and the policy. And House Republicans are getting in the way. That's what they want to focus on. That's where they see there could be the most effective. And that's not what we believe. That's not what the American people want. Go ahead, Peter.
Just to be clear, how does the razor wire put Border Patrol agents at risk, Karine? The Biden administration themselves said that the agents have been cutting the wire to provide medical assistance to migrants or to apprehend migrants who have already crossed into U.S. territory.
Let me be more clear. It makes it more difficult. It actually makes it more difficult for Border Patrol to apprehend those who do cross. So I'm going to be just clear that up a little bit. It just makes it just to be more clear. It does make it more difficult for them to do their jobs, right? It does.
Let me ask you about immigration, if I can, right now. Knowing that Republicans are not going to support the bipartisan border security bill right now, and there's an expectation there'll be a surge of migrants this spring, why not take executive actions right now to crack down on the border crisis?
Well, let's take a step back. First of all, we all know the immigration system needs to be fixed, and it is broken. And on day one, when we came in as an administration, within hours practically after our inauguration, the first bill we offered was a bill to put in place a comprehensive pathway towards citizenship. But it's not been taken up. Fast forward to months ago, when over the course of months, conservative Republicans, progressive Democrats came together in a bipartisan way to offer a solution which we supported and we were a part of. But what happened? The former president told the leadership of the Republican Party in Congress, don't put it on the floor for a vote, because he has been very unapologetic and clear. He'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fix a problem. Solutions are at hand. And
respectfully, Madam Vice President, the Republicans
deserve leadership.
Respectfully, Madam Vice President, Republicans obviously are following the word of Donald Trump.
That's about fixing problems.
Given the Republicans aren't going to fix those problems,
and that's why he's going to lose
Democrats,
in November.
Why not do it by executive order?
We have a lot of work to be done, but let us not negate the role and responsibility of leaders in Congress who have been elected to be in Washington, D.C. to fix problems. We know there is a broken system, and we have at hand an opportunity to fix it. And they're playing political games, and we cannot overlook the significance of that.